Hello and welcome to Coaster Waffle, where today we are bringing you the first episode of the weekly Waffle podcast. Today's topic is the current state of flat rides at Alton Towers, or more importantly, the lack thereof.
As we know, before the 2022 season, the Retrosquad attractions were added, and so was Fabio's Fabulous Fandango. However, these have done very little to satisfy the park's urgent need for new flat rides, and can be agreed by most people that they are a bit naff. Also, Alton Towers have one permanent flat ride, named the Blade. However, this is not very enjoyable, because you feel like you're going to die.
Now, this lack of investment in the park brings us to today's topic, the current flat rides and what we think the park should invest in the future.
One of the new additions to the Alton Towers flat rides lineup was Spin Jam.
This is where you feel your feet go numb because of the high intensity of the ride.
As you are on this ride, you will be able to feel your will to live evaporate as the ride picks up speed and makes you suffer. In my opinion, this ride puts you in more pain than roller disco.
During your ride on roller disco, you are spun around until your neck is no longer attached to the rest of your body.
Speaking of spinning, Fabio's Fabulous Fandango is a ride where you are rotated at high speeds, being slammed into the side of the car by the prat you have chosen to sit next to.
One of the only tolerable rides at the park, Enterprise, has been closed for the entirety of this season, and the carriages have somehow vanished off the face of planet Earth. Just like other attractions at Alton Towers, this ride is likely to never reopen again, and is another tragic loss in the story of Alton Towers flat rides.
Funk and Fly is also bad, but Mark is of the impression that it is reasonable. However, I think we can both agree that it ruins the atmosphere of Forbidden Valley.
So now that we've discussed the unfortunate nature of Alton Towers flat rides, we are going to talk about what we would do if we were in charge of Alton Towers. So Tom, if you could, what would you add to Alton Towers in terms of flat rides?
Well, a problem with Alton Towers for flat rides is that they can't build very high, so a drop tower is out of the question. So I believe a perfect fit would be a Zamperla Disco. It is a good fit for thrill seekers and families alike, and it would be perfect for Alton Towers to boost their flat ride lineup.
To be fair, I'm in total agreement with Tom. The Zamperla top spins are quite good, and Alton Towers really are missing something like that. Personally, I'd be inclined to go with a more thrilling attraction. Last year, Mixtape, the perfect flat ride at Alton Towers, was removed due to its short contract with the park. This made me very sad. That's because Mixtape was a great ride, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if I had to choose, it'd be something like that. Therefore, one of my choices would be the Sartori Roto Techno, due to its complete package as both a fun and thrilling ride for all to enjoy.
However, I wholeheartedly disagree with you, Mark. I believe that this ride will not be able to fill Alton Towers' desperate need for new flat rides.
This is why I propose a project with multiple flat rides for Alton Towers, so they can really diversify and theme their project well. And these installations would be more permanent than their current lineup.
I agree, as a lone flat ride will not be able to solve the problem which Alton Towers have with their flat rides. Long-term invested is needed, and it can't just be Retrosquad 2.0, however this will be very unsuccessful.
Also, I think a great consideration for Alton Towers would be reopening the Nemesis Sub Terra. This ride greatly complements Forbidden Valley, while also providing a unique horror ride experience. Moreover, Sub Terra is the only way Alton Towers could incorporate a drop tower.
It will also do a good job at continuing the Nemesis name and branding whilst the ride is being retracked during the 2023 season.
Tom and I think this reopening could be very likely, as the last time we were there, we noticed a can of theming in the entrance, notably WD-40. This lone can was accompanied by strange noises coming from the attraction, as well as question marks on the queue time board. Tom, what changes and/or improvements do you think will happen to Nemesis Sub Terra if it does reopen?
Well, I believe that the horror element must be improved, so the ride is more enjoyable, and it focuses on more than just the sequence of the drop tower. as I believe the drop tower alone is not good enough to be a standalone attraction. Like Wicker Man, theming should be used to effectively improve the experience which riders get.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Tom. It really would be beneficial for these sort of changes to come to Sub Terra, as it really was misplaced within the park. For context, and those of you that don't know, Nemesis Sub Terra was a dark ride that featured a short maze section before entering a room with a drop tower. This room featured an egg of the Nemesis monster in the centre. Riders dropped into a chamber which featured more of the monster's eggs. Riders would now be rushed out by security to give the horror effect.
This ride idea had a lot of potential at expanding the Nemesis storyline. However, we both can agree that this was badly botched by Alton Towers.
Another flat ride I'd like to see at Alton Towers would be a replacement for the Huss Topspin that Alton Towers removed in 2017 called Ripsaw. In the future, we are planning to make a full history video of this incredible flat ride. To be honest, I wouldn't even be bothered if I just directly replaced it with another Huss Topspin. But ideally, I'd like to see a Mondale Top Scan. Tom, how would you like to see a Mondale Top Scan at Alton Towers?
So, I have never been on one of these, such as Samurai at Thorpe Park. However, I think they look a bit horrid. But I believe it would still be an amazing improvement to Alton Towers' current flat ride situation. So I would be very, very happy with one of these being added.
As someone who has done Samurai at Thorpe Park, I can really appreciate the intensity of.
Also, a Zamperla nebulas, such as Loki at Drayton Manor, might be a very interesting fit for the park.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Tom. It's a very interesting ride concept, and I think it could also be a great fit at the park. It's not too intense, and it could be enjoyed by most people.
So, Mark, what is your opinion on what could improve the Alton Towers flat rides?
I would love to see a Gerstlauer Skyfly at Alton Towers. I rode one of these models at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is themed to the Red Arrows. It was a thoroughly enjoyable experience, and I enjoyed competing with family and friends over who did the most inversions during the flat ride experience. This is because you can independently control the wings and also swing around in the chair, enabling you to swing rapidly. This is a truly unique sensation, but it also means that family and thrill seekers can enjoy this ride because it enables you to control how many times you go upside down, making it less intimidating for younger riders.
I agree. These rides do look really fun and enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to trying to get to Blackpool Pleasure Beach in order to ride one next year. If you think that Alton Towers should get a new flat ride for the 2023 season, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible content such as this.
For those of you who enjoyed Tom's shameless plug, we hope you enjoyed the video and are looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.